The angles of a triangle are in the ratio of 2, 3, 4. Now that's an extended ratio. Find the measure of all three angles. All right, so the angles of a triangle are in the ratio of 2, 3, 4. And the reason we use 2, 3, 4 there, folks, is because there are three angles. All right, so we have to extend that ratio there. And we're going to look for the angle measures of all three of those angles. That would be in degrees. All right, so let's take a look at what this thing's going to be about. What's it going to be about? First of all, as I said, there are three. This is what we call a triangle. There are three angles there, also three sides. But in this case, we're dealing with angles today. And it says we got a 2, 3, 4. Now that does not mean, first of all, that does not mean the angles are 2 degrees, 3 degrees, and 4 degrees. It means they're in a proportion, so to speak. They're in this ratio of 2 to 3 to 4. But what we've got to remember is, what do those all add up to? In other words, when I make 2 and 3 and 4, when I change them into degrees, what do I have to base it on? Well, in a triangle, we have 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and look at that. I'm going to say, since we're going to play with the ratios here, we're going to look at it as being 2x. I'm going to put an x next to that. So 2 times something. And we're going to also say 3 times something. That same something, by the way. And then a 4 times that very same amount there. So x down the line, all right? And what happens is now we have something going here. This is going to represent degrees of the smallest angle. This will be the one in the middle, and that will be the largest one, all right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take and we're going to make this 2x. We're going to add 3x to that, and then we're going to add 4x, because those three angles are going to add up, as we said a few minutes ago, to 180 degrees, all right? Now we're ready to go somewhere. Now we're ready to go somewhere. This is pretty easy algebra, isn't it, my friends? So we're going to add the 2, the 3, and the 4. We all know how to add 2 plus 3 plus 4. We get 9, yes. And bring that lovely x along for the ride, because these are all like terms. They're all similar terms. They all have an x. There's no exponents involved here. This is very straightforward. Now, let's see. 180, it's not going anywhere. Not yet, anyway. Now, what we need to do is to get this x by itself. What's keeping us from that is the 9. Got it? Got to get rid of the 9. So we're going to divide through by 9, both sides. Division of property of equality, rocking the house here. And look what happens. We get x equals 20. And y'all get excited and saying, oh, okay. But that's not the answer. That's going to lead us to the answer. Now, what did our question ask for? Find the measures of all three angles. We don't have one angle here. 20 is not the angle measure, folks. 20 is a value that we have to multiply each of these little guys by the 2, the 3, and the 4 to find out what those degrees actually are, okay? So let's take a look at it. We're going to pick up 2 times our 20. That's going to give us 40. There's your smallest angle. We're going to pick up 3 times our 20. That's going to give us 60. That's the middle angle. And last but not least, we're going to pick up 4 times 20. And that's going to give us 80. Question, the big question is, do 40, 60, and 80 all add up to 180? Yes, they do, because 40 plus 60 gives us 100. Add 80 more to it, we're at 180. So yes, they do come back to that 180. What are the measures of three angles? They would be 40, 60, and 80. I use a problem like this for the simple reason I want you to be careful, folks. I want everybody to be careful, because 20 was not the answer to the question, was it? You've got to sometimes read very carefully. Sometimes you always have to read very carefully to find out what is it you're looking for. And once you find X, it's going to help you get to the answer of your question, all right? In this case, there were three of them, 40, 60, and 80.
For more math help, visit TNLearn.org.